Kosmika. Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing? Hi, pages. 皆様ページたちごきげんよう元気でしょうか? So sorry for the late stream. As things tend to happen for me. Stuff happened and delayed me. So we're gonna have a very short, later stream. I apologize. So I was for today thinking that we can do what I was wanting to do like a few weeks ago, and look at some Reddit posts and react to stuff. So if anyone has any like interesting posts or subreddits they would like to recommend, please feel free. Please feel free to post it in chat or in Discord. Hello. I'm scooched over to the side because I wanted to make room so I can have it on the screen. I was afraid of it being too small to read if I had it smaller. If you guys think I can, if you guys can see fine, and I can shrink a little bit and I can scooch over, let me know. That one post on the D&D subreddit about the guy that had who joined his wife's table campaign, or like campaign, but they got that had the issue with the DM. That was like the main story that I wanted to read when I was initially wanting to do this. So I don't know if any other I haven't come across any interesting stories since then. So we're gonna start with the Am I the A-hole subreddit, because I feel like the stories are really interesting. I got nothing, but I think the best of Reddit updates is pretty good. Okay, thank you. I'll look at that too. So I didn't look at this post yet. I just pulled up the whatever was at the top of the subreddit. So I admit there is a TikTok account that I follow where they read these, and I think they have like a podcast, but like a bulk of their content is reacting to these kind of stories, and I find their reactions very interesting. Obviously the stories themselves are interesting too. All right, so am I the a-hole for being honest about my friend's baby? Okay, so let's see what this is about. My friend gave birth to a baby girl a few months ago, and she was born with gray eyes. Okay. We are in Asia, and almost everyone in my country has brown or black hair and eyes, so other colors are considered extremely pretty and exotic. A few weeks ago, she invited some of our friends and I over for dinner. The entire time she was talking about her baby. I mostly ignored her because it wasn't that interesting to me. She then said, "Everyone says my daughter is so beautiful and looks like a European because of her eye color." I was like, "No, she looks exactly Asian, which is fine. We are all Asian." She answered with something like, "No, her eye color is very special and rare, which makes her look exotic." And I kind of laughed and said, "Her eye color is the same as every single baby I've ever seen, and there's nothing special about it." She got upset and didn't talk to me anymore, and apparently I'm an a-hole. I don't understand what is wrong with looking Asian. I mean, if both her parents are Asian, then she's gonna look like that. Also, what idiot doesn't know that baby's eyes color changes? Before we look at the comments, my initial reaction? Well, she's not wrong, actually. She's not wrong. There's nothing wrong at all with looking Asian. The unfortunate it's unfortunate that there is a little a-hole. I don't know. Well, okay, so they didn't specify where in Asia. they live, or they're where they are. I kind of feeling where I suspect somewhere in Southeast Asia. Like every parent is gonna love on their child, of course. Well, in most cases, right? In a normal situation, right? And the unfortunate thing about a lot of the countries, if not all of the countries in Southeast Asia, is like the OP says in the beginning, any other eye color is considered pretty and exotic. So they have this beauty standard where the paler you are, the prettier you are. Hair color is not as much of an issue, but skin color is definitely a thing. And eye color is this is like a much more rare like feature, like gray eyes. They don't say that they don't specify like how light the gray eyes are. I suspect that they're like on the darker side. So she's not wrong that there's a good chance that when the baby gets older, that the baby's eyes will get darker and become like a more like common color. And the unfortunate thing is like I mentioned a second ago, like paler skin is going to be considered prettier, light colored eyes are going to be considered prettier. Fortunately, blonde hair or lighter colored hair isn't as much of a thing, but you know, and the more the more European you look, the prettier you are. So it's unfortunate that they're not like those people of those countries, like their beauty standard isn't just what a natural Asian looks like, right? Like what their ethnicities would naturally look like. Let's see what the comments say. Oh, interesting. You're the a-hole. You went out of your way to be rude by saying the eye color is the same as every single baby I've ever seen. Since you say you weren't interested in hearing her talk about her baby anyway, don't know why you decided to speak up. Sounds like you deliberately wanted to provoke her. This is a case of if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all? Huh. What? Wait, hold on. Huh? I'm very confused. Wait. Is this a real raid? It is? Oh, okay. Okay. I was surprised. And all right, thank you so much. Hello, thank you. Welcome, Raiders. We are all AI, don't worry. Oh, okay. Are there fake? Yeah, there are, unfortunately. Like bots are sometimes an issue. But thank you so much, Juno. Hold on. Wait, let me hold on. Let me pull up your channel. But thank you so much. How was your raid? Welcome, readers. I'll introduce myself in a second. All right, everyone, please. Let me give a shout out. Oopsies. Everyone go follow Juno. Raid is pretty good. Oh. Oh my gosh. Welcome, welcome. All right, welcome. Hello, everybody. My name is Kosmika Meruhen. I am what you might consider a reverse isekai fairy tale princess. In an unfortunate incident, I ended up in your world, and long time later now, I'm here streaming video games. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Today we're just just react to some Reddit, hanging out, and yeah. Oh, thank you so much. It's hard to say if I'm mainly on. I guess you could say I'm mainly on YouTube, but I do multi-stream to both YouTube and Twitch. I started on YouTube primarily, and then I began multi-streaming to Twitch later. Can you read us a story? I can if you. I could if I'm prepared, or if you give me one. Sure. We do like reading stories here. I figured it started on YouTube since you use the term Zatsudan. Yeah. Read us a story about water? Oh, there is a subreddit for like, what is it? H2O bros or something like that? No specific reason. Is that the subreddit? Wait, hold on. H2O bros, like they're really serious about water. Hold on. Hydro homies, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah. Hello. Oh, thank you for all the follows, by the way. Thank you so much. Do I like Canada? I've been to Canada, but it's been a very, very long time. And what I did see, it was very limited in my experience. I didn't get to experience much of it. And I was in like the suburbs of Toronto. Reminds me of the people who preach eating cereal with water. Ooh, no. No, don't do that. Rate Canada 1 to 10? Oh gosh. I'd have to see more of Canada to be able to give a fair judgment. You give it 10? Okay. Sure. No. Toronto Crody? What's a Crody? The proper way to have cereal is, at least, regular cereal is with milk. You can have your choice of milk. You can have, cow milk. You can have almond milk. There's cashew milk. There's soy milk. I prefer regular cow milk. Cereal first. Never been to Canada? I think it's worth visiting. Thank you for the follow. It gets a lot better than Toronto anyway. Good night, everyone. Oh, good night. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, cereal first. What do you expect? Like you put water first? No. But yeah, feel free to take off. No pressure to stay. We're just hanging around. Let me bring the story back up. So am I the a-hole story for this one is so this lady, her friend has she has a baby, and like the baby was born with gray eyes, which is uncommon because they're Asian, right? So Asian people tend to have like they have brown eyes or black eyes, and then she's like, when they're talking over dinner with all the friends, she's like, the mom is like, chatting it up, like about her baby. I recently heard someone uses 2 bowls to eat cereal to maximize the crunch. Wait, so they take this, like a spoonful of the dry cereal, and they dip it in the other bowl that has milk? Is that what's happening there? That's that's very complicated. Well, not complicated, but that's a lot of work, actually. Gray eyes are 3% of the world population. Yeah, it's a very uncommon color. Either that or that's not the father. That was my first thought, actually. They did mention that both of the parents are Asian. So it's probably just like, you know, one of those. I don't think that the gray, they didn't specify, but I feel like the gray eyes are like on the darker side. And I feel like that they'll get darker into like much darker, and then they get older. At that point, just have a cup of milk, then use your hand to put the cereal in your mouth. The rarest eye color is green. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. Not a lot of people with green. The most common color, obviously, is brown. But there's nothing wrong with any eye color. The issue here is, like, you know, because they're Asian, they think that, like, it's exotic and very pretty, right? So the first comment thinks that the OP is the a-hole. My initial reaction was like, she may have not said it the nicest way, but she wasn't wrong, I feel like. Brown is most common. I blame Genghis Khan. Gray eyes are caused by a genetic mutation that results in less melanin production in the eyes. Right, right. Let me see another comment. I mean, just to verify. You just said that eye color is pretty rare and considered exotic in your country. Yeah, they said that, but they didn't agree. They didn't say that they agreed. Okay, but maybe OP meant that. Yeah. Most people are saying that they're the a-hole. Just let her enjoy. Ugh. I feel like I don't know. I feel like everyone is interpreting it as like she went out of her way to say no. She looks like every other baby. Like she like aggressively said it. I feel like that was just her response. The OP isn't entirely wrong with the way they said it. It wasn't the greatest. Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Okay, let's find another story. Oh wait, that's right. Wait, there was a... What was that other subreddit you mentioned? Hold on. Let me find it. Best of Reddit updates? Let me look that up. Let me take this off the screen while I search. Best of Redditor updates. What is this? Boring history? Huh? Oh, I see. Wait, are these users? Oh, okay. Wait, what happened to people who asked Reddit for advice or help? Did they take Reddit's advice? How did it turn out? Read the best updates by Redditors and find out what happened after their original post. Oh! That's just an archive of all the usually big stories. Okay, yeah, this sounds interesting. Okay, let's see. What's this one? Professor has been secretly docking points anytime he sees someone's phone out. Oh. Dozens of us are now at risk of failing just because we kept our phones on our desk, and I might lose the job I have lined up for when I graduate. I usually look at the concluded ones. Oh, does it say? Do not come. Oh, concluded. I see the tag. Does that have a concluded tag? That's a good point. That's a good point. Concluded. There we go. All right, thank you for stopping by. Have a good night. Or time zone. Wait, what does this stand for? WIBTA? Pun not intended. Thank you. Wait, what? WIBTA. What is, what, huh? Let me Google it over here. WIBTA. Would I be the a-hole? Is that what it is? Some of these can be quite long too. That's okay, we can treat it like story time. Oh, okay, so it is, would I be the a-hole? What does would I be the... Okay, yeah. It is, would I be the a-hole? Okay. All right, let's see. Would I be the a-hole if I ditched my sister's wedding reception with my family? Oh. I am not OOP. That is the OOP originally posted to, am I the a-hole? Would I be the a-hole public? Would I be the a-hole if I ditched my sister's wedding reception with my family? Trigger warnings. Food issues, mentions of ignoring allergies. Okay, so trigger warning for allergies. Allergy reactions. Okay, so this was originally posted, okay, so April 17th. So last month. I, 31 female, am due to go to my sister's 26 female wedding in a week. My sister and I have never really seen eye to eye, and I personally think that she asked me to be a bridesmaid out of courtesy and necessity due to her lack of female friends. Okay? I am neurodivergent and have had issues with food, ARFID. Oh, what's ARFID? Is that like a food sensory thing? ARFID. Avoidant restrictive food intake disorder. Is a feeding or eating disorder in which individuals significantly limit the volume or variety of foods they consume, causing malnutrition, weight loss, or psychosocial problems. Oh, okay. So they just don't like food. Or certain types of food. Interesting. Okay. I've had issues, okay, so since I was a young child. Everyone knows this. There's a short list of things that I will eat, whether that be down to flavor, texture, etc. Now my sister embraces the vegan, plant-based lifestyle. Nothing against this, you do you, whatever makes you happy. What I don't agree with is forcing your lifestyle and beliefs onto other people. Let people make decisions about what they eat for themselves. It's not up to you or anyone else to judge. There's many reasons why people choose to eat what they eat. Allergies, intolerances, religion, beliefs, neurodivergency, medical reasons, medication, or just plain preference. Now, I've recently found out that my sister has opted for an entire plant-based menu for her wedding. The menu has been released, and I'm having anxiety about attending because there's not even so much as a side dish that I will eat. Not only that, but many of the ingredients in the dishes, one of our elderly relatives is allergic to. There's no offered alternative. So, I've hopped onto Old Reliable Google and had a look at what's available in the local area. There's not much, it's pretty remote, but there's a restaurant less than 10 minutes drive away from the wedding venue. Would I be the a-hole if myself and my immediate family disappeared for an hour or so during the reception to eat food we can actually eat? Relevant comments. Commenter 1, be adult. Okay, so actually before we get into the comments, okay. So that's actually very, very inconsiderate of her sister, of not only forcing everybody to, only eat from a vegan menu when not everybody agreed to it. If everyone agreed to it, that'd be different, but not only that, she didn't check if anybody would be allergic to anything, and she knows that the OP has ARFID. Like, why would she force her sister to, both are problems. Both are serious problems. Like, one is like a food allergy, you can die, and the other one is like, a mental thing. It's a mental health issue. And she's neurodivergent, and it's gonna, that's problematic, right? Like, if she, gets put in a very uncomfortable, stressful situation, right? Okay, so relevant comments. Commenter 1, be adult. Contact your sister, say great menu, but because of your condition, there's nothing on there for you that you can eat. You are keen to support her on her most important day, which she would prefer. 1, you bring some food you can eat with you, or 2, you nip out to the place 10 minutes away, eat, then circle back. I feel like that was the implication. Like, they would go eat there and come back. Maybe I'm assuming. But that is another option, bringing your own food, although I think that's very rude and inconsiderate to force, someone to bring food that you could have easily provided yourself, right? Like, the only situation that would be acceptable to, like, force someone, not really force them, but, like, that would, like, be their only option because of, like, their very strict dietary, like, limitations. Like, if someone is, like, on a very, 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 very specific diet that's very difficult to provide, then that situation would be more understandable. But this is simply because, like, she's forcing everyone to eat from a vegan menu. Okay, what else did they say? That puts her on notice and gives her some input. If she doesn't go with either choice, comes up with something inappropriate, just give a neutral okay and do what's best for you on the day. So you have a record, text her a day later saying you know she's busy, thanks for listening to you worry about there not being anything on the menu at her reception that you can eat without being sick. Not the a-hole. And then the OP replied, I did exactly that. Thanks for the suggestion. She had a fit at our parents and is ignoring me. Oh. I mentioned the allergies in the group and claimed she didn't know. It was on the ERSVP that she neglected to read. Okay. So that's on her. I'm not trying to be an a-hole. I just feel that if you're inviting people to an event, everyone should be catered for to some degree. Right. And to spend so much money on food for it to go to waste when it could have been spent on things that people would actually have enjoyed or gone towards something else. So, like, if I were to have, a wedding reception, I would make sure that all the bases are covered. I'm not vegan or vegetarian, so I would like to have things that I enjoy on the menu. But I do have, vegan and vegetarian, pescatarian friends. So I would make sure that those options are available. And also make sure, and I know, like, some of my friends have, like, certain allergies, like strawberries, tomatoes, chocolate, different things, Okay. Commenter 2. Not the a-hole, but you must tell your sister. 2 reasons. Firstly, any offense she takes is before, but not on her special day. Oh, wait. Any offense she takes is before, but not on her special. Okay, they worded that weirdly. Secondly, by letting her know X amount of people won't be partaking in meals at the reception, she might be able to cut the cost of those meals from her budget. If it's... I feel like it's too late at this point. Well, although, actually, if it's in advance enough, it's possible. Like, she can tell, like, the caterer to, like, reduce the amount. Also, I think it's preferable that you pack a picnic of foods you can eat and either nip to a room, garden, or the car to have a quick munch and return to the celebrations. As a member of the bridal party, the longer you are away from the venue, the more noticeable it will be, and many more people will be offended. Commenter 3. Yes, but too late. What? Changes to any event menu must happen prior to these few days before. Oh, right. Bride is stuck with her menu and can only add costs now. It is a shame she made no considerations for regular folk. It is 100% on the OP for not requesting what the menu will be in advance, regardless of how well known her eating issues are. Same for elderly relatives with allergies. The person planning the wedding should have added a space to the RSVP for dietary restrictions. OP says, there was space on the RSVPs and the dietary restrictions were mentioned. She didn't read it. That's been recently confirmed today. So yeah, it's all on her sister. Commenter 4. What time is the wedding and reception? I'd be surprised if you couldn't just skip eating and grab a bite after. When my sibling got married, I literally ate nothing because there was not enough food and I couldn't eat any of it anyway. heavy hors d'oeuvres apparently meant like 2 trays of food for everyone that were never replenished. Oh my gosh. And I was pregnant and not supposed to eat certain things. That's not a that's not a reception. That's not a that's just snack time. Hors d'oeuvres, heavy hors d'oeuvres. My parents just took us out to eat after because everyone was still starving. I survived, my baby survived. Most adults can comfortably go at least 7 hours without eating. I would just have a super heavy breakfast or lunch right beforehand and have plans for a meal after. Hydrating. Then the OP responds, so we're going to be on the road for about 7 a.m. Get to the venue for 9 a.m. Rehearsal and getting ready from 9:30 to 1, and from 1:30 p.m. it's go time. OP on eating meat at the reception. Who said I wanted meat? I'd be happy with fries and bread. I see. Update. Oh, update 11 days later. Thanks people of Reddit for all your comments and suggestions. All were insightful, even the negative ones. So, we did end up leaving the wedding, but not because of the food. Oh. Let me preface, the entire day was a disorganized mess. I was excluded from the moment I arrived. I ended up getting ready by myself, even though everyone else was in the bridal suite. What? I brought a sandwich for myself, which I couldn't eat until very late in the day, and sat at the wedding breakfast looking awkward as I didn't eat any of the vegan food. There was talk of a pizza order being made in the evening because they weren't providing any food for the evening. This never happened, so everyone had to go hungry. Wow. It was unbearably hot in the dining room, so I asked the groom how long until the speeches so I could go outside and cool down. I was told I had plenty of time, like 15 to 20 minutes. Within 5 minutes of me being outside, there was cheering and clapping, meaning that they started the speeches knowing I was outside and would miss them. What? They'd also allocated us the room closest to the dance floor, meaning that my toddler couldn't sleep because of the noise and music. We ended up leaving at 9:30 p.m. and going home. Gotta love a 2-hour drive at that time of night. Starving, too. People be writing whole novels on Reddit. So this is a compilation of this whole story. Like, the initial posts and, like, update posts. This music, it's my own theme. It's my own, background music. And because it was a child-free wedding, aside from my child, everyone was fawning over her and giving her bundles of attention that my sister obviously didn't like because she was overheard with her new husband saying, "All anyone cares is about that bloody baby," to which she laughed and just told him to shush because they were talking under our open bedroom window. I did not. I commissioned this. There is no other way to listen to it other than my stream, correct? I'm furious and beyond disgusted. This is the final straw, and I will be going no contact with them both from here on out. I honestly do not care what people say about me, but the moment anyone comes after my child, who's done nothing but exist, then you're in trouble. I hope she's happy with her new family because mine will no longer be any of her concern. Thank you for the follow. Let's see. Relevant comments. Okay, commenter 1. This is to the update post. You shouldn't have attended. OP responds, I wish I didn't. Commenter 2. Now, to be honest, you honestly shouldn't have gone to the wedding if you knew the wedding was child-free. I totally understand not having anyone to watch the baby and whatnot, but you were already contemplating on not going. That would have been enough reason to just not go. And I'm not saying that your sister talking trash about, poop about your baby is cool, because it was definitely uncalled for. But this really could have been avoided. All of it. Y'all wouldn't have had to starve all day, nor would she have been given a reason to purposely talk poop about you and your baby. She knew exactly what she was doing. She wanted you to hear what she was saying. Just use better judgment next time. And the OP responds, my child was the only child allowed at the wedding. They stated that my child was the only child invited. She was a flower girl. Commenter 3. Child-free wedding. It is odd phrasing a little bit. Commenter 3. They sound like tools, but it also sounds like you expected outsized personal consideration for a few things. You could have asked the hotel to move your room, ordered your own evening food, or stopped at a market if you were hungry, and brought sufficient alternatives knowing the meals provided like the breakfast. Did they not tell you where the bridal suite was? The OP replied, we did ask if we could be moved, but all rooms had either been allocated or the travel cot would not fit in the room. I was not told where anything was. We were just led to the room we were allocated. We ended up getting drive-through McDonald's on the way home. Isn't that how they usually phrase it? I mean, like, if you're, like, just describing it to somebody, like, oh, it was a child-free wedding, I guess that would make sense. I don't know. Like, or it will be a child-free wedding. Like that, in that kind of phrasing, it would make sense. Commenter 4. Did they hire a planner? This just sounds like a pileup of oversights. Or maybe this is how they tried to cut costs. Either way, you got to witness a dumpster fire from start to somewhere before it ended. The OP responded, I think it was all self-planned, but the spending habits made no sense to me personally. Spent $2.5K on a dress, $8K on food for the wedding buffet, but refused to get any sort of help to plan for evening food, or even a hairstylist for the getting ready part. There's plenty of cost-saving measures that could have been implemented. Then the commenter 4 replies, like another bridesmaid, your mom, etc. And the OP replies, she didn't get there until about half an hour after I did, and the other bridesmaids were off with my sister. Commenter 5. I don't understand why you think they should have waited for you to be at the speeches. They can't remember everyone's plans and location all the time. And the OP replies, it's more the fact that I wanted to be there. I wanted to make sure that we could all be there to listen, and I was misinformed and left out. The Restream bot is what allows YouTube chat and Twitch chat to see each other's chats in the chat. Okay, interesting. Yeah, okay. So there could have been better communication, but there's no doubt that the sister was very, very inconsiderate. Let's see. What else can we look at? Let's look at another Am I the A-Hill story. Oh, another baby one? There's so many baby stories. Kids. Another sister's wedding. A baby's gender. I stream on both YouTube and Twitch. Yes, I'm multi-streaming. Maybe not this story. Am I the a-hole? My partner pays rent in my property? What? Okay, let's see what's going on here. I, 31 female, own a property that me and my partner, 31 male, and our baby daughter live in. We split all bills 50-50 even though he earns more. I also buy her clothes, pay her swimming lessons, and all the bits I notice that she needs. He has lived here for 2.5 years and I have lived here 5 years. I moved out of my parents when I was 17 and worked my butt off to buy the place myself 5 years ago. I was paying rent and saving for a mortgage at the same time. It was hard work and took dedication as I did not get any financial help. He has asked to be added to the mortgage as he has been contributing here, monthly payments only. He says he... Huh? Wait. Let me read that again. He has asked to be added to the mortgage as he has been contributing here, monthly payments only. He says he is entitled to a share and his family have been doing research on that. I feel hurt that they would do that. It feels like I'm not sure if I can trust him or them now. I haven't had an easy journey to get the security that I built for myself, and I can be a bit overprotective about that, especially now I have a child and inevitably I want to build her future too. I'm very careful not to put myself in vulnerable positions, but now I feel vulnerable. We have really disagreed on this and he has moved out. Morally, I find it wrong that the father of my child and his family would support him taking from me and his daughter. He said that would never happen, but why would they research it? And also, I'm not putting someone on the mortgage who does not have any actual investment to put down. It feels like he wants an easy ride to the property ladder. Am I wrong to be upset? Am I the a-hole? Edit. He has said he wouldn't expect half, but he would want back what he has put in. I explained that's not how rent works. Even if we had an agreement where he would get it back, I'm more concerned about his morals of being okay with taking it from me when I have had this child and am providing a secure home. That is pretty sus, actually. Like, he's been paying rent. They're paying rent. He wants to be on the mortgage. That's like, that sounds too pushy. Like, he doesn't sound like he's, and like his family's like, you know, urging him to do it too. Like, why would they get involved? It's their issue, right? Yeah, that seems fishy. It sounds like he just wants like the property, like, or like a part of the property, right? Hydrating. I think it might be best if they separated. It's good that he moved out. This is why prenup is important. Yeah, but at least in this situation, it sounds like they're not married, which is good. It's unfortunate that they did have a baby together. But you know. Okay, let's see what the comments say. Not the a-hole. I think it's weird that he was seemingly talking to his family about this before talking to you, the person on the mortgage, the owner of the home. If this was really about wanting his fair share or wanting to invest for himself, he could have even suggested you guys starting to save up to buy a place together versus just being added to your property. This was yours before the relationship. There's no reason he needs to demand to be on the mortgage. Exactly. Hello. What bothers me more is that he isn't kicking in for clothes or activities for their daughter. The cost falls on the OP even though he makes more. That's right. He's not chipping in for anything. Like, okay, so So they split the bills 50-50, but she's the one buying her clothes. She's the one paying for swimming lessons and like all the other stuff she needs. He makes more. He should be like more willing to like pay for his child, you know? Like, why isn't he giving OP extra money for various kid-related expenses? Right? Yeah. This too, he makes more money yet contributes nothing towards his child and is talking with his family about being entitled to her home. I think she has every right to feel distrustful of him now. Yeah. I don't need to see more. Not the a-hole. He's the a-hole. Okay, let's go back to the other one. Let's see. Yeah. Kick him out? Well, he kicked himself out. Fortunately. He moved out. EM? What's EM? Huh? EM is forcing me to... Huh? Wait. EM is forcing me to marry me cousin to make her a US citizen. Plus 5-year update? Whoa. Wait, what's EM? Huh? EM? I am not the OP. Originally posted. Oh! Okay, it was originally posted to the Entitled Parents subreddit. So I'm guessing EM is Entitled Mother. Okay, I'm guessing that's what it means. Entitled Mother is forcing me to marry... Huh? Enforcing me to marry me cousin to make her a US citizen. Okay. Trigger warnings. Okay, trigger warnings. Abuse, infidelity, emotional manipulation, alcoholism, overdose, possible human trafficking. Okay, so this was originally posted in 2020. I was going to post this on my main account before I came to my senses. This isn't really a throwaway, but more an account I'll use to share stories of my entitled family, Mom. Before you call BS and start joking around saying Sweet Home Alabama, 1, believe me, I wish this was BS, but unfortunately it's an actual situation I'm facing. 2, we are Dominican, don't know if that changes anything or everything. 3, I hate that song. I'm 20 and male, cousin is 19 and female. Spanish was my first language. I have a third cousin in Dominican Republic. They are not well off in that country, and her mom is a little neglectful. At this point, it feels like my mom cares more about her than me, but whatever, she deserves it. She's a good kid who does well in school and wants to move to the US to go to nursing school. She can't, however, because she isn't a legal citizen. My mom decided that it would be the best plan for me to go to the Dominican Republic in June or July and marry my third cousin, to make her legal. She brought this up a few years ago, but I thought she was joking. Apparently, she wasn't. Apparently, she wasn't because recently she brought this plan up again, but she actually was, but she actually talking about how she already booked flights for the Dominican Republic and poop. WTF? I'm in a relationship already, and my mom literally told me that she doesn't give a F about my personal life. All she cares about is going to Dominican Republic and forcing me to marry my cousin. Thankfully, I talked about the plan with my significant other, and they are supportive. Due to the pandemic and not knowing if it's going to get worse, I think it's safe to say we are not flying out there, but my mom, for some reason, still acts like we are still going. Because, basically, I stay married for a year, then we divorce amicably. My mom pockets any money that's made from this, if any. When I tried to downright refuse this was met with screaming, physical anger, and threats to kick me out. I'm afraid to go to any family members because I don't know what's going to happen. Top comments. Commenter 1. LOL. Well, that won't work. She will have to wait 3 years before becoming a legal citizen. Also, there are the fees. Family sponsorship form is $535. Green card application form is $1,140. The practice of obtaining residency through marriage is illegal in the United States if the marriage itself is fraudulent. Yep. Commenter 2. Please don't do this. It's immigration fraud and you will be punished. Commenter 3. You would be committing a felony. Do not do... and tell your mother to back off or you will turn her in for attempts at immigration fraud. Commenter 4. You need to get away from your mother immediately. Being forced into any marriage against your own will is never okay. Your mother also does not know what she is talking about. This will take much longer than a year. Green card marriages require regular check-ins to confirm the marriage is real, so say goodbye to your current significant other for the duration. And any immigration is quite expensive. She will pocket any money made off of the situation? How is she expecting to make money? You understand that if somehow she does, technically it will make your mother a human trafficker. I want to stress again how much you need to get away. There is the terrible and controlling behavior of forcing you to marry, as well as pushing you into a scheme that could result in serious jail time for those involved and drastically harm the chances of your cousin being able to immigrate in the future. On a sarcastic note, what's your mother's marriage status? Why doesn't she marry the cousin herself? Alright. Wow. There's an update 5 years later. So like recently, like last week actually. The 28th? Was that last week? What, today's the 4th? Yeah, last week, a week ago. Wow. Okay, so 5 years later. Wow, okay. I got to say, it's a little surreal just watching YouTube and seeing my old posts come up in one of those Reddit YouTube videos. Yes, it was that guy. That guy. Oh, okay. It's been 5 years since I made this post, and honestly, I was never planning on updating and I forgot about the account until I just saw this YouTube video and was really sympathizing with the writer. Until I realized I am the writer. The original post is still up on my profile, but to give a quick summary, my mom has always been abusive both physically and mentally and has always been very controlling of my life despite me becoming an adult. Things reached a point that I never thought it would when my mom tried to force me to go to the Dominican Republic to marry my cousin so that we could bring her back to the United States so that she could start nursing school. This is why I like the sub, sometimes you get juicy updates. Yeah, this sounds interesting. I logged into this account to see people messaging me for an update and people making up theories, lol. Some said I died, others said I married the cousin and got into legal trouble, etc. If I wrote in detail what has happened in the last years, then this post would be 1,000,000 characters long, so here is a TLDR. Broke up with the girlfriend I was dating in the first story after I found out she was cheating on me. Oh no. I never ended up marrying my cousin because I avoided renewing my passport and my mom found another person in the US that she was going to try to force me to marry and that fell through as well. What was the point of that? I ended up summoning the strength to start standing up to my mom and she kicked me out of the house summer of 2021. I ended up moving in with another family member and I turned to drugs and alcohol to help me cope and I overdosed in December of 2021 at age 21, but thankfully I survived. Me and my mom reconciled January of 2022 because of her entering counseling and my OD. Okay. I ended up moving back in with my mother so that she could care for me while I got better, and she ended up having another freak out and kicked me out again August of 2022, and I ended up having to move to a different state with a Discord friend because my mom physically attacked me. I left all my possessions and everything I knew and loved behind, and I was utterly miserable in this new state. No money to my name, and I went days at a time without eating and tried to Minecraft myself. I survived and started working my butt off and found a job. I then found another unhealthy vice and started my hookups phase in this new state and ended up dating someone who turned out to be the second most toxic woman imaginable, and I'm also a dumb butt who doesn't seem to be able to learn their lesson. I moved in with my mother yet again in January of 2023. But this time, things actually seemed to go fairly normal for a while, since my mom realized she could use me for money and I'd let her because I was a sucker. I started a career and started making money. I broke up with my now long-distance girlfriend And after the breakup, she accused me of cheating on her, but turns out she's the one who was cheating. I think the term is nether bed, but not sure. I don't play Minecraft. I don't know. I don't play Minecraft either. Hydrating. Wow, he's been cheated on twice. I feel so bad for him. I swore off relationships for good, quote unquote, and got close to a girl that also swore off relationships for good, quote unquote. And yep, we ended up dating, lol. We celebrated our 1-year anniversary, and after yet another freak out by my mom in January of 2025, because my girlfriend gave me the reality check to stop letting her use me, me and my girlfriend made the plans to move in together, and as of April of 2025, me and her are now living together, and I am 800 miles away from my mother and barely call her. Me and my mom are cordial because I still want contact with my little sister, but I can only call my mom on my terms, and anytime she starts acting entitled to me, I cut her off and threaten to go no contact. I am now living a peaceful life that I never thought I'd be living before. I'm living with the love of my life, and I'm planning on proposing to her soon. I'm being flown all over the country thanks to my career, and my partner's family have basically taken me in as one of their own. I want to take a moment to say thank you to everyone who read and replied to my old post. You guys truly helped me put a lot of things to perspective, and it helped me realize what a messed up situation I was living in. I have tons of stories and events that have happened over the years, and stories from my career as a touring musician, so let me know if you guys want to hear some. Feels kind of therapeutic writing these. Thank you guys. Oh, I'm so glad that he had a good ending to that. And he's living a good life now. The term comes from the fact that if you place a bed in the netherworld of Minecraft, it explodes. There are speedrun strats around making a bunch of beds to defeat the final dragon. Oh. When the updates are like years apart, I think they are more legit. That or it's a really dedicated story writer. Yeah, I agree. I'm really glad for him. I'm really, really glad that he had a rough time. Let's see, top comments. Commenter 1, the best ending. Yeah, there really is. I really hope him and his potential fiance have a happy life. Commenter 2, if you had agreed to this fraudulent marriage, your life would have gone to poop too, because that's a federal felony and you would have been found out. Glad your life is back on track now. Commenter 3, I'm sorry you went through so much, but it sounds like your partner is a huge help to you and helps you remember your mom can't be trusted. I wish you guys all the best. May your future be as bright as your beginning was crummy. Also, BTDT? BTDT? With that same, been there, done that with that same channel. I knew he'd done my post as he'd featured it when it was pretty fresh, but it'd been a few years since then. I had a playlist on in the background, and when the first sentence was read, I was like, oh hey, this is similar to my story, neat. Then a second later, wait, this is my story. Gave me a chuckle. I see, okay. That's funny, the commenter had a similar experience. Wow. Alright. I wanted to make this stream short, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up there. Since we started late, unfortunately. It was gonna be a shorter stream. Alright, let me scooch over a little bit. Me. Okay. Alright. Thank y'all so much for spending time with me today. Reading some interesting stories on Reddit. What a story to end it. Yeah. I'm glad we ended on a good one. Okay, let's see. Tomorrow we're gonna be continuing Final Fantasy IV: The After Years. and do our typical schedule. We'll do that. We'll do Final Fantasy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Most likely take a rest day on Thursday, and then our weekly Genshin stream on Friday. But if anything does change or something comes up, as always, I will let you know. Thank you all again so much for being here with me today. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the stream. Please leave a comment if you would like to share your thoughts. Please subscribe on YouTube and or follow on Twitch if you would like to join me for more hanging out, chatting streams. And thank you again so much to Juno for the raid, and to the raiders who came by, and to the raiders who gave a follow as well. Thank you so much. Let me I think I might be too. I think it's still on a cooldown for a shout out. Let me try another shout out. Yeah, it's still on cooldown. But everyone, please go check out Juno if you haven't already. Thank you. Alright, and if you're going to bed, I hope you rest well and have sweet dreams. If your day's just getting started, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Ta-ta! Kosmika!